Our ring is going to be set up behind home plate using the grandstand for an initial seating of 15,000. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster, starting at $32. Over 72% of the tickets that are on sale are $50 or less. This time I'd like to introduce this illustrious dais that we have here. As you can see, we have a lot of out-of-towners. We have people who have flown from across the world to be here. So we have Mr. Mike Mollo from Artv Productions. Please don't hold your applause. You can applaud now. Dominic Pasoli, President of ACOM Productions. Boss is the patriarch of the promoters. Chicago's Polish Prince, Andrzej Fonfara. Oak Lawn's Merciless, Mike Mollo. Chicago's Adrian Altigre Granados. Undefeated middleweight prospect Paul Littleton. We're here with Leon the Legend, Margulis, Warriors Boxing. Louis Cubas from Warriors Boxing also. Mr. Peter Warner, the promoter from Arthur Szpilka from Knockout Ulrich Promotions. The infamous Artur the Pin Szpilka. Undefeated junior welterweight Mark Saucer from Mansfield, Ohio. And on the end, special guest, those of you that are baseball fans, in 1964, he won the Cy Young Award winner. He's also the president of the IBA, Mr. Dean Chance. First up for the opening remarks, it's my pleasure to introduce again Mr. Mike Mollo, president of Artv Productions.
Thanks, Bernie. I know. First of all, on behalf of all the promoters, I'd really like to thank ISFA, that's the Illinois Sports Facility Authority, especially Kelly Kraft, and the Chicago White Sox. I mean, the whole organization, unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's been an unbelievable experience so far. We come August 16th with the help of the press. We fill this place up. It will be fantastic. What I try to tell our fighters is this it's not only a fight, this is history. This is history in the making. You know, if we were on Jeopardy right now, the answer would be September 25th, 1962. The question would be, when was the last time the fight was at the ballpark, at Sox Park, across the street at Comiskey Park? So this is actually a historic event. And what promoters have a saying, those who don't know, they don't know. So we need the press to tell the people to know. This isn't just for boxing fans. This is for baseball fans. In baseball, you like when they get a lot of hits, right? Okay? These guys hit with their fist. They don't need bats, okay? Basketball, quick, they do a crossover dribble, want to be fast. These guys got to be quick to avoid a right cross and come back with a left hook, okay? Let's talk about football. All padded up, good strength. These guys, they put on 8-ounce gloves and go at it. So, and let's talk about the one thing Chicago is the greatest at, hockey. The hockey players, you got to really respect them. You really got to respect the hockey players. They bang into each other, and then when it comes to fight, what do? They take off the gloves, go to Marcus and Queensbury. These guys are fantastic. So this is for every boxing, every sports fan. Please, I need the reporters to tell everybody, this is for everybody. Plus, you come to see this beautiful ballpark. This is unbelievable. It's going to be an unbelievable event. And what I finally like to say is this. This is Chicago. This is the greatest fight town in the world. The toughest fighters, the best fans, the greatest town in the world, period. Thank you.
In 1998, this gentleman promoted his first professional boxing event at Park West. He's the president of ACOM Productions, Mr. Dominic Pasoli.
Thank you, Bernie. First of all, I want to apologize for my attire. I'm living in 2 different cities right now, so my suit's back in California. Shut up, Leon. You did the same thing this morning on Madhouse, okay? Anyway, you know, I'd like to thank everybody with the, the Sox organization. They've been really terrific with Frank and I. They've opened their doors to us. very easy to work with. I have nothing but good things to say about them. So, you know, we have an unbelievable card set for August 16th. You know, the headliner and, you know, Leon, you think we're going to get that eliminator fight?
Well, let's wait another week.
So we're working on getting, the main event will be Andrew Fonfara, hopefully fighting for the IBF #1 elimination spot against and then the rematch between Mike Mollo and Artur Szpilka. If anyone saw the first fight, you know it was war. We expect the same fireworks in that fight. And then Adrian Granados, who unfortunately the Chicago judges, for some reason, I don't know, they keep giving this kid the short end of the stick. He won his last fight. They called it a draw. I don't want to even go into it. It's very disappointing. You know, he's fighting an undefeated kid from Ohio, Mike Salter, for the IBA Junior Lightweight Championship. And then we got a great undercard with Paul Littleton, undefeated. He's stepping it up again, fighting another local kid, Lewis Turner, 12-3. They met in the Golden Gloves, and what was the outcome of that fight?
Lost a close decision.
He lost a close decision, so you know, payback's going to be a beep. I'm not going to say it, but they told me to keep out the cussing words today, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to try my best. So, like I said, you know, again, I'm grateful to be here, working with Leon and Louie again, and Peter, you know, and Dean Chance, and obviously my partner Frank and Muggsy. So please come out and support us. You know, this is a big event, once in a lifetime. Please, press, get it out there to everyone involved, okay? Thank you.
If you've seen the promoters videos, you'll know that there's 4 promoters. Frank and Don, and the next one of the next person I'm going to bring up is the 3rd member, Mr. Leon Margulis from Warriors Boxing.
But he's the talker.
I don't know if anybody can talk like bugs. Anyway, I want to thank the media for supporting us, and I want to thank everybody here for supporting us. I especially want to thank the White Sox organization. Greg, thank you very much for opening the doors of this beautiful ballpark for us. I've been blessed in my career as a professional promoter. I promoted a heavyweight unification bout. We filled up Madison Square Garden. I recently involved in an event down in Buenos Aires in a soccer stadium with middleweight champion Sergio Martinez. We had 52,000 people in a soccer stadium for a boxing event, which is quite remarkable. In the rain, in a driving rainstorm. This has the potential to be that kind of event. Here we are, in the city of Chicago, one of the great cities in the world. And it's the biggest Polish city outside of Warsaw. There's 1.8 million Polish people that live in Chicago. These are the best Polish fighters the world has to offer. You got Andrzej Fonfara, who is one of the great rising stars. You got Artur Szpilka, who is probably one of the top worldwide up-and-coming young heavyweight prospects. And they're all in incredible pick-em fight wars. So I challenge not only the media to get the word out, but I challenge the Polish community of Chicago to come out and do what they did in Buenos Aires, Argentina for Sergio Martinez and pack this place. I really think it's possible, and I really think we can make a statement, and maybe it's something we can do on a yearly basis and make it a spectacular summer event in this city, because it really has a chance to be all that. What can you say about Fonfara? Everybody knows he beat my fighter, Glenn Johnson, in his coming out party a year ago here in Chicago. He's fighting a guy named Gabriel Campillo, who was a world champion, got robbed when he was defending his title, Then he got robbed fighting for the title against Tavares Cloud on HBO. He would love to be here. His promoter, Samson Lukovic, told me he'd love to be here. Unfortunately, he's deep in training for this fight in Spain. I mean, this fight really has a worldwide flavor. You got a guy from Spain fighting a Polish kid from Chicago. The co-feature, anybody saw Szpilka Mollo 1, witnessed one of the great heavyweight fights of this generation. I don't remember seeing a heavyweight fight with so much action. Both guys were down, both guys were battered, both guys fought to the end. It was just a terrific fight. And then to open the show, you have Granados, who's never been in a bad fight, and who most people thought beat the great Kermit Citron last time out, against an undefeated champion, Dean's champion, Mr. Sulzer, who's 16-0, and who's beaten a whole bunch of TV fighters, and this is his debut on American national television, on ESPN. And to make it all wrapped up into one, you have ESPN, which is one of the big networks in the world, Friday Night Fights, covering the event live, and basically saying, this is the last fight of the year that we're broadcasting on our Friday night series because they go off the air during football season, and we're going to make it the biggest event of the year. And we're going to do a 3-hour live broadcast, 3 hours of live television on ESPN2. They're going to open with a replay of Szpilka Mollo 1 live, and then they're going to go to the 3 live fights that we're talking about. And of course, Dominic's making a terrific local undercard with some of the top prospects in Chicago. So it really has something for everybody. It's going to be a spectacular setting. I just hope the crowd comes out. I hope we can make people say, gee, we had 40,000 people in a ballpark for a baseball stadium for a boxing event. That would be like history, redone in the old days when Joe Louis used to fight at Yankee Stadium and there were thousands of people there. That's what we hope to create. With your help on the media, it's possible. And with 1.8 million Polish fans in this city, it's very possible. Not to mention a few Italians who probably come watch my fight. And a few Mexicans who my partner. He's been my partner for 21 years. He got me started in this business. I used to be just a lawyer. Louis DeLuis is one of the all-time great boxing minds. He engineered the comeback at 38 years old of the great Roberto Duran when he beat Irene Barkley and went on to fighting Sugar Ray Leonard again. He's handled all the great Latin fighters, a lot of the great American fighters, worldwide name in professional boxing, and my best friend in the world, Louis DeCubas.
Thank you, Leanne. No, I'm very happy to be here. It's a great stadium. It's beautiful. Thank you to the White Sox for making this possible. It's always been one of my favorite teams. I know I saw Dean Chance pitch many times when I was a kid in Minneapolis growing up. He was one of the great pitchers, and I tell you, I'm really proud to be here. But talking about boxing, it's also a great historical park. You know, when you have a guy like fighting, it's like Sonny Liston, you know, fighting here against Floyd Patterson. You had Sugar Ray Robinson against Jake LaMotta. You had Broderick against Joe Louis. You know, it's a lot of great history. And this is really, this card is a terrific card. Not only is it going to be televised in the United States, 120 million, but it's going to be televised worldwide. And it's all the way through the cards, unbelievable. When you got a main event of Gabriel Campillo, a guy that's fought out many times on Prime, you know, HBO, Showtime, many great fights. Coming into town fighting one of the young sharpshooters in the division, light heavyweight. I think this guy's going to take the division wide open. He's got a great left hand. He works out for it. He's got a great trainer in Sam Corona. He's got a great team. I think that he's the kind of guy that can take the light heavyweight division. And I think, you know, there's a lot of talk, but maybe someday, you never know. You might have Hopkins fighting Fonfara in this town. You never know. And it could very possibly happen. All the cards fall in place. And when you have a heavyweight fight of Szpilka against Mollo, which to me, one of the great heavyweight fights, you know, that I've ever seen. Tom Baca was saying it reminded me of George Foreman, Ron Lyle fight, the barroom brawl in Las Vegas. You know, he was there. It was that kind of a fight. It was a terrific fight. One of the greatest heavyweight fights I've seen since, you know, the Thriller in Manila. You know, but it's always a pleasure, you know, to keep talking about the card. You know, you have to have great people working and to make it happen. And you know, you got Dominic Pasoli, which I know him since the beginning of his career. You got Frank, you got Muggs, you got Peter helping us make it happen. You know, it's all a team that makes it happen. But one of the fights that I'm most excited about is the opening bout. You know, it's a fight that, you know, I think it's the doubleheader. Everybody knows what's going to happen. It's going to be one of the greatest cards of the year. That's the reason ESPN is bringing it to Chicago. But the opening bout, I'm telling you, this is going to be a bar burner. You got one of the young, good prospects in boxing. Everybody's looking at him. Both people of HBO, the Showtime are looking at Adrian Granados. It's the kid that can take up the 140-pound division. And you got this Mark Soldier, which has got 2 wins. He's got one major winner with Chris Howard, which the guy's making a hit on ESPN, coming to Chicago and fighting this kid locally. This promises to be probably one of the throwback type fights since the days of LaMotta and Robinson. So I'm a boxing historian, so I'm really, really excited to be part of this. And you know, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Thank you.
The fifth promoter involved is one of the major promoters over in Europe. He handles Artur Szpilka. His name is Peter Warner from Knockout Ulrich Promotions.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who helped us to come back here to Chicago, because it's a very nice town. We love this town because, how you all said, it's the second greatest town, Polish town with Polish community. Also, thank you, Mike Mollo, with respect, that you try to do this second fight with our fighter. Thank you so much. I hope that it's not the end, but the beginning of our visit in Chicago, because we have also a world champion in cruiserweight. Our fighter, Krzysztof last week beat during KO in Moscow Olympics champ Czechia, so he's also already come to Chicago to be Polish friends. And I hope that in the autumn we'll have a big show, boxing show, Polish boxing show in Chicago. Thank you very much.
Okay, now that we've gotten the authorities out of the way, we're going to start with the fighters. To bring up Mr. Mike Saucer, Mr. Tom Baca, member of Saucer's team.
Well, I tell you what, I want to thank, first of all, the media for coming out, because that's terrific in itself. But let me say this, it's not often that, being a promoter myself, it's not often you can have this many promoters in one room doing something that a fight don't break out here.
Just read it my favorite true story.
Now I'm going to put a little red meat. I'm going to put a little red meat into the promotion. I'm bringing up a kid that's a road warrior that has to fight on the road all the time. There's nothing like this going on. He's won in the Carolinas, California, Arizona, Michigan, Ohio, Texas. This kid has won everywhere. And he is going to give you an opening fight that'll make you stand up and understand the attraction that this show is going to be. And basically, all we're hoping for is that you guys can all get together and have a referee that can count to 10. I want to bring up Mark Saucer.
Well, I ain't got much to say. I have a lot of people to thank. I'd like to start from Jesus all the way down to my coaches and everyone else in between. I fought everywhere on the road. And, I'm not coming here to fight Chicago. I'm coming here to fight Adrian Granados, and with all due respect to Chicago, I look to destroy my opponent, whether it's his hometown or not. And that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. I've been watching Adrian Granados since he turned pro. And one of the things that always struck me about Adrian is he's got world-class skills and world-class heart. He's proven that time and time again here in Chicago. And that's why he's becoming a big star in Chicago. When I watch fights on HBO and Showtime, I watch fighters in his weight class. And there's a couple who have belts, and I think, well, he's not quite there yet. But everybody else you watch on TV in the 140-pound weight class, he can beat. I'd like to bring up his trainer, Mr. George Hernandez.
Well, thank you for inviting us to this great White Sox stadium, even though I'm a Yankee fan. Let's see some excitement. Everybody like that. We got a great fight coming up, a great opener. He fought all over the world, so is he. We fought in Mexico, we fought here, we fought there. So what? We're going to win this fight. That belt belongs to this kid. Just hold on to it. He's just taking over from that. And we got Paul Littleton over there. He's going to get hot. It's going to be a great show. Buy your tickets early. Tell all your friends about it. We'll be waiting for you. See you.
Mr. Adrian, I'll take your Granados, please.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Thank you, everybody, for coming. All I want to say is, first and foremost, I want to give thanks to Mark for coming out, taking this fight, taking the challenge. I know he's an undefeated prospect, just as well. I'm not undefeated, but I am a prospect myself. Got a pretty decent resume now with my few fights. I know it's going to be a barn burner with our fight. That's why I love that we're going to open it up. It's going to be a great show. I'm a big fan of boxing, so I went to the Szpilka Mollo one. It was a great war. I always go to Fonfara's fights. They're always exciting. So it's going to be a great show for Chicago, a great historic event. I'm excited, and I'm feeling confident and feeling ready. And God willing, I'll bring another belt to Chicago, right?
As Dominic mentioned earlier, we have a terrific middleweight prospect, former Golden Gloves winner. His record is 7-0-1 with 4 knockouts from Chicago, Illinois, Mr. Paul Littleton.
Yeah, I'm also grateful to be part of this historic event and my humble position, and excited to put on a good show in the undercard. And, thank you.
Now we get to the heavyweights. Szpilka Mollo won. You just have to say that, and people look at you like, I remember seeing that fight. I can't wait to watch it again. I've seen the first one over and over. And obviously, for ESPN to be so involved, they want to replay the first one before the second one takes place. Shows you how much the rest of the boxing world truly thinks of it. I've watched Mike Mollo fight since he turned pro, also the Grand Victoria at 19 years old, with a backwards hat on his head. He entered the ring with a record of 20 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 12 knockouts from Chicago, Illinois, by way of Oklahoma. Mr. Mike Mollo.
Hello. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank God for blessing me with this opportunity, and this is awesome.
Praise the Lord.
And my promoters for making all this happen. You guys are great. Thank you very much. And Artur and his team, guys, thank you for the chance to have another crack at it and get some redemption. And they call it the big fight too. That means what you said, right? When whatever they called it for back then. But for me, the big fight too. When I seen the ticket, I told my wife, I'm like, look, they're calling it the big fight too. I got all excited. I thought it was a big fight too for me and this guy, right? But, so to me, that's what this fight means to me. This fight is the big fight too. For me, I'm gonna get my redemption. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna put on a spectacular show. I'm gonna come out victorious in my city. This is my town, this is my city. This is where I'm from. And I'm calling out everyone from the south side of Chicago to come out and support. There's gonna be 25,000 people? More, whatever. If there's 25,000, you could bet your bottom dollar that 22,000 of them are gonna be Polish. So listen, Chicago, I could use a little support, right? Put it together. Let's go, man. Thank you very
much. We had heard about Artur Szpilka for a couple of years before he actually fought in Chicago, about all his antics and the way he could fight, how tough of a guy he was. And, he was dropped twice pretty hard by Mike Mollo in the first 5 rounds. In the 6th round, he went on to win the fight. In most impressive fashion, I know the Polish people here in Chicago are very excited to have you back here on August 16th. Without further ado, Mr. Artur Szpilka.
Hi everybody, my English is not good, but I have Przemek, Bardzo się cieszę, że mogę drugi raz tutaj zademonstrować przed polską publicznością i że będzie to pojedynek z Mike'em, ponieważ jest wielki wojownikiem.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for making this happen, and I can fight here again in Chicago, and I want to thank Mike Mollo because no doubt he's a great border.
Yes. I cieszę się, zapraszam wszystkich, na pewno będzie dobre widowisko i nie będziecie mieli czego żałować. Pozdrawiam.
I want to invite everybody because it will be a great fight, and you guys will be excited, and thank you. The final fighter we have is, again, someone I've watched since he turned pro at 18 years old here in Chicago. He's originally from Warsaw, Poland. He's won his last 14 fights in a row. He's a record of 23-2-0 with 13 knockouts. He's currently
#5 in the world by the IBF.
He's currently the IBO light heavyweight champion of the world. Chicago's Polish Prince, Mr. Andrzej Fonfara.
Hi everybody, I'm very excited. I'm boxing USL White Sox, stadium field. I want to thank you, all my promoters. It's been an exciting night. I fight with Gabriel Campino. He's a very good fighter, and I'm ready for this fight. I'm training so hard after my surgery and after my contusion right hand. I'm ready for this fight. I want to show everybody I'm ready for Hopkins, and I hope this will be a eliminator for IBF belt. I want to be the best in the world, and I want to be I want to win the next belt, next world champion. Then thank you. I want to one more time invite everybody for August 16 for my fight and fight for other guys, Artur and Mike and other guys. Then thank you everybody, and see you August 16.
Just want to conclude the press conference, a couple announcements. Today of the show, the doors will open at 6 p.m. The first bout's going to be at 7 p.m. Again, ESPN is going live at 8 p.m. We will have a full schedule of events here to take place at the ballpark, open workouts, final press conference, and the weigh-in will all take place here at US Cellular Field, home of the Chicago White Sox. Thank you again for coming. We're going to pose the fighters down here in the front, or all 6 fighters across the row, and again, the promoters also. Thank you again for coming.
Tylko nie wstawajcie.
Mark.
The reason for everything.
Turn to your right, please. Everybody turn to the right. All right, everybody turn center, please. Face forward. Face forward.
Right here.
Okay, turn to your left, please. And again, back to the center, please. Face forward. Great, thanks, guys.
Andrzej, ja to tutaj.
Yeah.